Hi there, how is everybody doing today? We are very pleased to have you today, and this is actually a standpoint again, and this room's gonna burn today. I'm telling you, I assure you, because we have a very wonderful topic, and as you can see, I have my co-host here, Edna. Hi, how are you?
Hey, Patrick, how are you doing?
You good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I can see you very great.
Yes,
and,
I'm fine.
Wow, awesome. And I have two guests here. We have two guests, I'm sorry.
Yes,
and,
today you have two guests.
we do have that ladies first, but today we have somebody we respect so much, you know.
Yeah,
and,
but
they
we
are
do
all respectful.
Exactly.
But I know.
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
They know what I mean. They know what I mean. So let's start by the left side, and we're gonna welcome Pastor Jeff.
You know, I'm a gentleman, you know, and gentlemen always let the ladies go.
Ooh!
Wow, I
Did
like
you hear that?
That's
So let the lady go first.
Okay.
That's a very nicely tried. I like it so much.
I
so
hope you learned something.
I learned, of course.
Good.
And you know,
Good.
they always, you know, time of learning, and we have to improve some areas here and then.
So my name is Chelsea. Don't have a title of a pastor, like mine.
Anyways, it's good to have you here.
Yeah,
Welcome again to
thank
the
you also.
Standpoint. This is where we talk about everything and anything.
So my name is Baluku Joffre, or AKA Jeff. I'm a very interactive person. I love doing things passionately, and I love connecting with people. That's who I am. And what I do, I'm a pastor. I'm a youth pastor at CLM.
That's really amazing, especially that part where you say that you like connecting with people.
Yes.
That's so.
Especially the youth, you know, those are the
Especially the youth.
really want
we don't-
guidance from pastors.
Yeah, absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
Anyway, we all need guidance, but you know, especially the youth, right, Pastor?
Yeah,
Right.
Everybody needs guidance.
Yes.
Yeah.
So long as you're under the age of 99, you actually qualify to be a youthful person.
Why 99?
599.
I mean, by 100, practically you can't walk or you can't do, but if you're 99 and you're able to walk, you're still youthful.
The guidance we're talking about, is it the guidance whereby you are told how to walk or anything, or it's the
No,
guidance? of-
guidance is also very wide, depending on how you want to, and the context you want to define it in.
Yes.
Well, guys, let us go straight to the topic of the day. So, I'm always, thinking, I always wonder about these things, when we are talking about relationships, is it character, is it personality, is it vibes, is it feelings? But before we get into that, let us watch that short song. That is an excerpt of a song whereby we may be getting something. So, as we maybe delve into the topic.
I found a love to carry more than just my secrets, to carry love, to carry children of our own. We are still kids, but we're so in love, fighting against all odds. I know we'll be alright this time. Darling, just hold my hand, be my girl, I'll be your man. I see my future in your eyes.
Well, I hope you guys have seen what we're gonna be talking about today.
It's a beautiful song.
Yeah,
I like that
you
song.
like the song?
Yeah.
Did you all guys like the song?
For sure, it's a beautiful
That's a
song.
Beautiful song, yeah.
So today we're gonna be talking, how we can see, or we can get to see if she or he is the right person to be with. So
Yeah, basically we're just going to to talk about how do you know, if I may ask you a question, how do you know that the person you are with right now is the right one?
and basically again, we have to does the right person exist? Does the person who you call this is the one? Does really, we all say, this person I made for each other. Is that concept, working for you?
I think it does. Since you can marry someone and then you guys spent 50 years together, don't you think that person was really made for you? Anyways,
Let us, you know.
yeah,
see
let the pastor
how-
tell us.
Yeah.
I think the notion of, I mean, it has always been a debate in the world of this person was meant for me, God specially designed this person for me. And you know, yes, you know, there are several people who can, you know, have that argument, but also have an argument that love is a choice. You know, you pick what you love. You know, you pick what suits you, what you connect with, what you are compatible with. So the notion of saying that this person is the one, so by the time you went to church and made vows, do you think God was allowing that? So what you're trying to say is that those people who divorce and they went to church and they prayed over them, that means that you're saying that God was a liar in allowing that to happen.
No, that's tricky.
That's so tricky. That's what we
My
really want to know
goodness.
today.
Yeah, that's actually what we want to know. But I don't know. I wouldn't say those people who actually divorce were not right persons for each other. Maybe, I don't know. See, somewhere in marriages things just blow up.
But I think now for us to be able to avoid even before, I don't know even why we're bringing about divorce, because divorce is not even a conversation that, you know, you'd love to talk about especially. Now, everybody's at a different stages of their relationship, you know. I don't know about Chelsea. Probably Chelsea is in the options. There's so many guys that are after her. Maybe Patrick is also so many girls that he's pursuing and he's trying to view which one do I take. And you, Len, you said your name is Alen? Edna is also seated there, and they're like a bunch of other guys that are also after you. There's a Patrick, there's a John, and you're all confused. You know, who of these guys is the right person?
Yeah.
Okay.
And each one of you have desires and wants that you also want. You have your non-negotiable, you have your non-negotiable. I think maybe what we usually do is when you compromise your own standards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For example, when you're going to buy a shoe, you know your shoe size, right? You know the favorite colors that you love. You know the kind of leather that you love. So if you buy anything less than what you desired, it is your problem. It's not the guy who sold you the thing. So at the end of it all, it has to come to also personal perspective and evaluation. And that's why it is always good to jump into a relationship when you're fully aware of yourself. What do I mean by fully aware of yourself? You know, first of all, what is your vision on earth? That is very key before we even go to relationships, because that defines you on what kind of person you're going to associate with. Here we are doing a broadcast. The TV doesn't really hire anyone, any Tom, Dick and Harry to stand here. They know the quality of the kind of person. And because you're two presenters, they needed something that is compatible for the show to be able to be successful. So Chelsea, for you to say I'm going to pick someone, you need to be able to know who you are and what your vision is and where you're heading. And then, for example, I knew I'm coming to this TV. What do I need for me to come? Okay, I should dress this way because I'm going for a particular journey. If I'm going to drive, I need to know how much fuel I need to put in my car that will get me to where I am going. So if I don't put the gauge that I want, that is a problem myself. That means I need to be fully aware of my car, fully aware of my consumption, and know where I'm going and what I'm going to take there. So the same thing comes to relationships. Relationship. And I love the word where it says a ship, because a ship also boards. Before you board, you prepare yourself.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
So the different stages,
Yeah.
for me, what is very key in this whole conversation
Well,
is what do you want and what is your vision?
Yeah, I appreciate, when you talked about we have to fully know ourselves, because the best relations ever is the relation with oneself.
Yes.
And, I have one question. You say we have different stages, that we have to pass through. Like Chelsea, there are many guys still running after her.
Yeah.
Or like me, I'm pursuing many girls. But, you have recently married. And before you get there, you have, looked for other many ladies. So how did you, find out that that one that you married is the right one? Like,
Wow, that's a very interesting question. I think like before we all get there, it's all a journey, right? There are journeys of mistakes, journeys of ups and downs, journeys of discovery as well. So amidst all that journey, you meet different people on the journey. And there are people who are also there to distract you. You see, as you're going to Kamenge or walking, you find, hey, ni sawa, orakomeo mezeneza. Then, if you're not focused, you'll be like, no, where was I going? I was going to Kamenge. You be like, ngonga, ufungire, brusheti, and you sit down. But as you're having a conversation, you realize, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be in Kamenge, but what am I doing here? So for me, the other notion, probably for us who are pastors, there are people in church who say, you know what? When I find this one, when I finally date, I am not going to look anywhere. This is the person. But there you can also run into trouble as well. I mean, for me, what I believe in is have friendships. Have
Before
friendships.
getting to that stage of
Before
relationship.
getting that authentic relationship with no strings attached. Get to know Chelsea. You know, Chelsea might be beautiful and all that stuff, but then as you get to talk to them, you realize that their journey of life is totally different from yours. And more probably, maybe, I would say on my side as men, sometimes we get too excited because of the beauty. You're like, wow, you're so beautiful. I love you, blah, blah, blah. And then you're into the relationship, you're like, you know what? This person is going to Mwaru and me, I'm going to Gitega. We're not going to the same direction. So I would say, don't be too quick to open up your mouth. Friendship is key. Making friends, you know, friends with no strings attached.
Yeah, but there are some people who actually say, you have mentioned something like getting to know the person, right? But you can't know the person fully, like
For sure,
totally,
for
right?
sure.
And then some people actually say, getting to know the person, all right, you can't know everything. I can't know everything about Patrick. I can't know everything about Chelsea. So what do you say about that?
You know, in every product, every product is tested. And this is why I'm saying friendship is key, without any strings attached. For example, let's say we go for a trip. We are friends. We usually go for a trip. And as we're going through the trip, I, you know, steadily watch, because men are men, the Bible says pray and watch. As we're doing this, as maybe we have a flat tire, and I begin to see how you get irritated, how you get mad, how you get, you know, I haven't. The problem is, it's this whole stereotype that you watch in the movies where I see a girl, I'm like, wow, I like you. Then you come, hi, can I have your number?
Okay.
Can I have your business card?
But
Will
that's
I
how
take
it
you?
starts, right?
No, that's
don't
where the thing is wrong.
Okay, don't you start by saying, okay, can I have your number?
But that's, you know, that's the challenge that I'm telling you about. If we in a circle, for example, the church setup, we come to church, we are involved in choir. And I've been observing you, how you act, how you do, how you know how you react to different, say, I see your types of friends that you have. You see, God is so smart. He made, I love the lions. You know lions? You see what lions do is when they want to eat something, they observe from a distance. They see these many animals and they sit there and observe. As they're observing, they see this one animal that gets out. So that's when they attack. They what they call isolation. So what most people do, they isolate before identifying. And probably some of the mistakes that all of us have made. You rushed into conclusion because of your emotions. But you weren't using your logic, you weren't using, you know. So for me, I love people who hang out, have friends, have activities together. From there, you're able to tell behavior patterns of a person, and you'll be able to say, you know what, the way I see how he talks to the friends, I don't think I can handle that. The way he eats, I don't think he can handle that. You see all those scenarios, they are called test periods, but the challenge is what Hollywood has given you, what the soaps.
Sure.
So the challenge is
What we see in movies.
what you see in movies, and you want to bring it down. Maybe to some people that is work, but I guarantee you it does not take that long. So, for example, if you found a girl in club and you found her drinking and all that, and then when you want to take her home, you want to tell her not to stop drinking. But where did you find me?
Sometimes we be led by our crush. We'd be like, you know, I have a crush on you, and then the big feelings, the big emotion, but we forget that this person just is his man to spend time with. So the thing is like to try to know that person, try to know his thought, try to know, like, you know, your vision is aligned to his vision. Because sometimes we'll be like, you know, he's handsome, he has a situation and all of that, he's financially stable, but I think that's not the only thing that matters. I believe, try to know his past, try to know his family background, trying to know, maybe they used to do wrong things, trying to know, their trauma, because, sometimes we be trying to get with people without knowing what exactly do they think, how is their love language, because, we have different type of love language, and, trying to know that person. I believe in friendship.
But some people are really good at hiding things that they've done. So how do you get to know all those bad things?
It's like, it's hard for people, and mostly men, it's hard for them to,
Let's not be
radical.
Yeah, let's not be radical.
But the thing is like...
You can let her,
Okay, let me express myself. But the thing is like, men, it's hard for them to tell you what are going on in their life. But the thing is like, try to know the person, try to know his friend, not just be hanging out with him only. Try to know his friend, hang out with his friend and all of that. I believe in the fact, try to know that person, because like sometimes you may be doing something good to him, but he'll not be appreciating him because he has a background, he has maybe a childhood trauma, maybe their parents were not living a happy marriage, maybe he has faced death in his family, and all of those build a person, and the fact that you do not know them, you'll be angry at him, like, he's not matching my energy, but it's not him. He needs to get healed, but it's not you. The thing is like, I believe try to know that person, as emotionally, physically, and mentally.
It's always good to put people in extremes, and extremes actually reveal that. But you see, like again, I told you, the problem is you jump into conclusions way too early. You see, all that background check, you can literally know all that stuff through a group hangout, where there are no strings attached, your friends and all that stuff. I can know that I like you, and I appreciate who you are. And that's why the Bible keeps on telling us, treat yourselves brothers and sisters before I come to isolation. And I like using personal examples, how did I get to have the person that I'm having? How did I marry him? Yes, I observed them from a distance. We began doing activities together, like climbing mountains and all that stuff with a bunch of other people. But as you're doing that, you're actually observing. You're like, this is how you get tired. This is how you get angry. This is how you eat. When you're in a discussion, this is your point of view. This is your, there's what they call a belief system. Now, which is also very important. I've told you two things. I told you vision and I told you belief system. The belief system is what shapes the person and how they view stuff. Belief system on money, very key. Belief system on sex, very key. Belief system on religion, very key. You know all those stuff. Political and inclination, what their thoughts are. So the challenge is during dating, everyone brings their best self. Oh, let's go for dinner. I put on my best dress, I brush, I put on my... So we're all in this fake state of affairs, and everybody brings this fake. That's why people always say people change. No. They just came. We're on the show, we're on TV. Everybody makes up their hair, they put on makeup. But this is for sure. But you need to be able to find someone in their real elements, and their real elements is not on a date night.
Yeah.
So that's why friendships are key. But then you also need to know, what do you want?
Yeah, and who you are.
Who you are and what do you want. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I think
it's no sin for me saying I want a light-skinned lady, because that's my passion. I want a tall one or I want a short one. That is part of physical appearance. There's no problem with that. You are attracted to certain things, I'm attracted to certain things. And don't deny yourself that. Especially, probably I'll talk to my Christian brothers. They always say, oh yeah, nabonyindani, amezeneza. But also you need to look at the outside as well, because it's part of it.
Because that's actually the first thing that
attraction
right?
that gets you. You need to be appealing to them. Because at the end of the day, you also have to be sexually attracted to them. You want to marry someone that you're not sexually attracted to. So all those things actually matter. And you have to look at them. But the challenge is we are not even honest with ourselves. Yeah. If you don't have a vision of where you're going, that's why you end up dating Tom, Dick, Harry, and all these other people, because you have no direction of where you're going.
So what you're trying to say right now is that we're the ones today to find the right person. It's not like someone is made for us. Is that what you're trying to say?
That is a lie. I don't know where that lie came from.
Really?
Yes.
But me, I believe that the same way God created Eve for Adam, it's the same way me, Edna, there's someone out there who's actually.
Are you also in the Garden of Eden right now?
But okay, what's the difference now?
Okay, for me, this is what I mean difference. You know, God put us on this earth and He gave us different, you know, options. Why didn't Adam go for? Could have gone for a chimpanzee, you know. Yes, there's that aspect, but you see, also God allows you. The one thing that God gave us is what they call freedom of will. You have a will. You decide what you want and what you don't want, and that is represented in everything. Why didn't we all put on the same color? We didn't put on the same colors because you said, you know what, I like this color. Why isn't your hair long? Why is it short? Because, you know, maybe other people have this kind of hair. Why aren't my beard this long? It's tastes and preferences. And don't undermine that. There's tastes and preferences. And when you find the best test for you, what fits you, you go for that. The whole idea of this was the person who has created me. This is what happens. God says, you've seen? Is that the one you like? You see how our parents used to say when you go to shop, it's like, is that the one you want? Are you sure that's what you want? You're like, yes, this is what. But they didn't ask you, how are you going to be washing it? Are you sure you'll get the right soap? But they say, is that what you want? You say, yeah, this is what I want.
But now, if you're saying that, I really don't agree, like, totally. Because sometimes, you know, you may find someone, you like them, let's say at the outside, their parents and stuff, but there's something that is going on, like there's something that is wrong somewhere. You feel like in your heart you don't feel it, although everything, like, he matches all the traits that.
But you've just said it, in your heart you don't feel it. That's part of your preferences. So a part of the outside is what they call the instinct. Probably depending on which world you are in. If I'm a Christian, that's what they call the Holy Spirit, which gives you discernment. That's why I told you I can look at Chelsea and I'm like, wow, Chelsea is amazing. But there's something about Chelsea that I haven't really connected about. But also, I'm also not putting away the part of compromise, where because you're not perfect, I'm not perfect. But what am I willing to tread? Can I stand this? Are you willing to stand? Because you also have a default. I also have a default. But we have to come to a compromise. Okay, I know you have this, I don't have this. But the problem is when you have a lot more to compromise with yourself. You know, some people will say, you know what, I like him, but then you find the level of compromise is too much to a point of frustration. So you need to be able to say, what can I tolerate?
I think it's like, as same as Jeff has said, like if he matched like my vision, my goal. Because like let me just share a story. Like I used to date someone like who really hates me to write. Like I'm a big writer. I write everything. I write poem and all of that. But he was not into that. He was like, you know, you're going to share a private life with other people. And I was like, Lord Jesus. So
Maybe it depends on what you are writing.
Yeah, I mean,
you write about everything.
About everything. It's not a big thing. It's not about a big secret or anything, but it's just about things in general. So I was like, I was really mad in love with that person. I was like, you know, you can't, writing is something that I like since I just knew how to write. So you can't just like, you know, say like, you know, it's ended.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, the thing is like.
Was he reading your?
Yeah, he was reading my writing. But the thing is like, such someone who, whom you will do like that vision that has vision in your life. Like, you know, someone who will you make life with, not just someone you love, not just someone about feelings and emotion, or just matching any other thing, but putting you astray from your vision. So I think it's like, the right person is someone who share the same common vision with you. Yeah. If I say, you know, let's go to Gitega, that's where I feel like I'm calling to be there, and he's agreed with me that, you know, we can go there. So find someone who match your energy.
Yeah, but
we always support you.
Yeah,
always approach you and try to, to understand you.
Yeah, to understand. Yeah. But we always hear about sacrifices. Like you have to sacrifice for. Yeah, you have to make sacrifices for the person that you love, right? Like what can you sacrifice? What can't you sacrifice?
Your level of compromise shouldn't put you to a place of desperation, because God did not call us for desperation. You know, so it has to be measurable. What am I willing to sacrifice? Or can my personality complement, for example, your default? For example, if I see you're terrible at money, but am I good at money? When we get married, will I help you have a balance, strike a balance to that? For example, for me, I'm an extrovert. I'm over out there. My wife is laid back. But in our difference, we actually bring back ourselves together. We have a compromise. I learn how to be laid back. She learns how to be outgoing with people. That's why when you get to a level of dating, the level of dating is like an interview. You ask all the hard questions.
Would you give us a hint for us who have
Actually, it has reminded me of a program, you know, Isanzure. We talked about that time of dating before marriage. Should we talk about everything before marriage? Should we like everything, whether you did something wrong in your past, whether there's something that you have, like a secret that you have kept for yourself that you have never told anyone, should you tell it to your partner, the person you are planning to your future with?
Okay, so for me, I see this whole relationship in stages. Remember the first stage I told you? It all begins with you first, knowing your vision and what you want, right? Number 2 is the friendship circle. What is your friendship? Then from the friendship, you begin now the isolation of, I think I like Helen. I've observed her, I've seen her patterns, I know who her friends are. And then you get the bold step and saying, you know what, Helen, I've been watching you, I know you've been friends, but this is how I feel about you. What do you think? If you say, yes, this is the same way I feel about you, then we begin the isolation stage of, okay, let's sit down and talk about this. Why do you like me? What do you like about me? Okay, now I know what you like about me. You see, those conversations actually begin.
Are they those difficult questions that you were telling us? Like,
yeah, of course they are difficult questions. How many are you in your family? We are this amount. How many are you? Is there any family disease that I need to know of?
Wow.
You see?
Yeah.
Because if I marry you, that family disease will be a part of me, meaning I'll have to be taking you to hospital. You see, at one point.
Yes.
But how is your income? What do you do for a living? Okay, this is what I do for a living. You see, you're getting to know each other. Of course, then there's another level. The level of, okay, now I think we are serious about this. We're going to go to church. We get what they call accountability partners. Like, okay, we have a couple. Let's ask us, you know. You go to church. You know, for us, maybe, I don't know about other churches. There's what they call counseling. And being in counseling, dating doesn't mean that I'll have to marry you. Even on the last day, I can decide to say, you know what? I think I don't want to do this.
But why dating that person if you're not really sure if you want to do your future with that person?
But that's why I'm saying that whole dating process is finding out. That's why it's called dating.
I would ask politely to my co-host Edna to put an end to this program. So maybe you can promise that you'll be here for the next program, and we continue the same.
Yeah, we continue with this because actually the pastor has a lot to tell us, and it's very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Yes. Maybe the second part of this program.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, this thing is really very important. And when you mess up that part, you've already messed up the entire life.
We thank you, Pastor Jeff,
Yes.
for being here.
All right.
Chelsea, also thank you for being here. Yeah, Patrick.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for their participation in this program.
It's very interesting.
Yeah,
right?
very interesting. And as we promised, maybe the next step is gonna be how to calculate. The cost of. Yes, you see, of the true relationship. Yeah, that's it. And see you guys. Stay tuned.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank
And
you.
maybe the last word, Chelsea?
Yeah, thank you for inviting us. It was very great topic. Yeah.
By the way, before ending this show, what Pastor, what should you say to that person who's actually thinking, is this the right person for me?
I think the reason why you're asking that is because there are question marks. You see what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes you just want
Then we need to
assurance.
find out, okay, when you go to a doctor and you say diagnose and tells you this is the challenge, so what am I supposed to do with this challenge? Some people are too afraid, or they are run with fear, and the fear of walking away. You see what I mean? Don't be afraid of walking away. There are so many billion people out there. There's so many people out there as well. It's good to question those questions. And every person gets to that point in their relationship. Is this the right person? And you need to be able to find out, why am I feeling this way? And be able to be honest enough to sit down with that person and be like, you know what, I am feeling this way about this. What do you think about it? And that could be actually the breaking point of, you know what, either we move forward or we stop this.
Yes, thank you. Thank you guys for watching us. Stay tuned for the next show. Bye.
Bye.